I've just been to see Old. Hello, folks. I am off finally to see Old, and I am running late, and I'm not happy. I don't like to be late. I'm hoping, given that it's a Wednesday evening tea time, it's 5:30. This showing well, actually, it's 23 minutes past 5. The showing starts at 5:45. I live about 10 miles away from the cinema, so I'm on my way to try and get there on time. Usually I'm early. Big glory of hay. Usually I'm 5 or 10 minutes early. This time I'm probably just going to get there as the adverts are starting. If you know anything about me, you will know I abhor tardiness. I don't like to be late for anything. So sticking to the speed limit, but hoping I can get there in good time. I love Shyamalan. I really didn't like The Happening, but other than that, most of his movies I've enjoyed. I like Lady in the Water. I know not a lot of people do, but I'm a massive fan, obviously, of the big ones, Signs, and the Unbreakable. Unbreakable's my favourite. I think Unbreakable is a perfect movie. I adore it. Samuel L. Jackson's speech in that gives me chills. They called me Mr. Glass. Not such a big fan of The Sixth Sense because it was massively hyped. I do like it, but I just feel that people go on about it being so good. It came out around a similar time to a movie called Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon in, which I feel is better. So if you haven't seen Stir of Echoes and you like that kind of movie, check that out. But I still did enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I just felt I was managing a Blockbuster at the time when Sixth Sense came out, and we were really strictly told, do not give away the twist. Don't mention the I'm not going to say now just in case you haven't seen it. But if you're a movie fan, I very much doubt you haven't seen it. But the big twist in The Sixth Sense, we were forbidden from mentioning to customers. I had a colleague who I had to talk very severely to, who used to say, oh, by the way, blah, 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 the twist, for fun, because he thought it was funny. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm turning this into a waffle. I will switch back on when I get to the cinema. I will tell you if I made it in time. Hopefully I will be in time to pick myself up a coffee. It's not a McLatte, Alan, but it's a coffee nonetheless. It stops me troughing popcorn, which we need to do. And I shall obviously check in after I come out, guys, and let you know what I thought of Old. Did I think it was as bad as everyone else is seeming to think? We shall see. I'll check in with you guys later. Right, I need to get stuck at the last flipping roundabout so I can get out. Got 5 minutes, folks. Come on. Fucking hell. Right, if it's right down there. It's like all the traffic in the world needs to gather where I'm trying to go. Right, folks, here we go. We're turning into the cinema. It is 17:41. Look. Why won't you stay still? This is where other people have nice music, whereas I'm just flipping panicking. And we made it, folks. It is 3 minutes to the film starts, and I'm going to go in and get my coffee. That was the dash cam switching off. I shall check in when I come out. That sky. Oh dear, that's a bright one, isn't it? Right, I'm gonna have to move this car to do your review for you because I'm gonna get blinded otherwise. Blinded by the light. Let's take a moment to look at those ominous clouds with that rainbow peeking through. And that birdie! Isn't it beautiful? Birdies. Okay, so I have seen Old. I'm a stuck record. I did this with Spiral, sorry. Everyone said it was terrible, and I went with really low expectations and actually ended up enjoying it. Now, people have said that that is one of Shyamalan's worst movies, and they've even likened it to being not that much better than The Happening, which is dreadful. I loved that. I really, really, really enjoyed that. I enjoyed just the beautiful simplicity of it. Some of the scenes were so subtle, but gorgeous. I don't know how much I can say here if you haven't seen the movie as to a storyline. I am going to give a very, very brief synopsis. So if you want to know nothing, don't watch any more of the video. But this is going to be the briefest of brief that everyone knows. About a group of people who are brought by a hotel to a secluded beach as a treat that is sort of saved for particular special hotel guests, and while on the beach they all begin to age very rapidly. I won't say how much and how long, but this is very much noticed initially in the children, because we don't notice imperceptible change of age in adults that much, but obviously in children very much we do. And the movie covers the changes that take place in the different people, their attempts to understand what's happening and to escape this beach, which is seemingly impossible, and getting to the bottom of why what's happening is happening, and will anyone ever get off this beach? Has this happened before? As well as looking at the relationships of the different people on the beach. We have a couple with 2 children. We have a rapper there that is involved with a hotel employee. We have a doctor and his very young, beautiful wife there with his mother and a little dog, and his daughter. So we have 3 children there on the beach. We have another couple that come along a bit later. I don't want to tell you much more than that. I absolutely adored where the story went. I didn't guess what was happening, which I adore when that happens. But the reasoning for what was happening was just sublime, was wonderful, was really well thought out, made a lot of sense. I won't tell you how it ended, but bravo, I loved it. Just certain scenes were so beautifully simplistic, and little tiny imperceptible changes in people's faces, like a close-up shot of someone's eyes, and the change in the under eye is so slight that it's barely noticeable. And I think if you watched it on DVD on streaming, you might not even notice, but on the big screen it's noticeable. It was just wonderful. I probably will watch more reviews now to see. I'd only watched particular ones, but not all. But I have to say, I'm in the camp that loved that. People have said it will be divisive. Some people will love and some people will hate. I'm in the love camp. I thought that was wonderful. I would thoroughly recommend it to anyone. Someone described it as like a very long episode of The Twilight Zone. I can see kind of where they're coming from. I love The Twilight Zone, incidentally, but that movie gives you a lot to think about and a lot to dwell on. And while we're going through what we're going through and the problems that people are encountering, you know, they're thinking about their own lives and maybe how they've behaved and how relationships have changed, and all of a sudden, with all the time we thought we had in the world taken away from us, how that changes things and the dynamic between people. And it's desperately sad. And they look at every single side of aging, from the children to the removal of innocence, to losing like your middle age, to things that happen to people as they inevitably get really old, and that all happening in a space of hours. Brilliant. Absolutely loved it. Would thoroughly recommend it. I'm still up there with Unbreakable being my favourite Shyamalan movie, but I would say Signs is the other favourite of mine, and I would say the lowest that movie comes on my Shyamalan list would be number 3. I really, really enjoyed that. So, yeah, check it out, guys. I thoroughly recommend it. So with that, I shall head home, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you next week with another What I Watched. Over and out from Lisa Lives.